Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Ohio and we are going to be showcasing just why this game can be incredibly frustrating and yet incredibly addicting? I guess for lack of better words. And it all comes down to these types of games. Now, I'm not going to tell you who's going to throw the match, okay? But there will be a throw, okay? Both teams in this lobby are going to do their darndest to lose the match. And it's going to come down to who actually stands tall in the right moment and comes away with the W. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, Spartan, you've made it a video. Clearly, it's you. That's not necessarily true. I've shown plenty of cases where I've lost matches. I've lost clutches. I like to show entertaining matches, and this match will be just that. It's going to be entertaining. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Now, I know a lot of y'all are looking forward to the new ships, and I promise the new ships will be coming. You just got to give me some time. I'm getting this video done tonight. The update hasn't happened yet, so you guys in the morning, when you guys see this, you'll be like, oh my god, Spartan, where's the new stuff? And I'll be like, sorry, I recorded the video before the update, so I'm sorry. But at least on Tuesday, you'll have the new ship and all that stuff, so something to look forward to, okay? But without further ado, we're going to jump in here, and right off the bat, you're going to see somebody's name, and that name is a great movie. It's a great movie. If you've never watched Saving Private Ryan, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's a great movie. And in this one, our goal is going to be simple: to do the opposite of Saving Private Ryan in this situation. But right out the gate, he's kind of playing around. He doesn't know I exist, so I thought maybe there's a chance he just plays around too long. Unfortunately, that's not the case. He does speed up as expected, and I didn't even bother using my Arthas plane because I expected him. There was no reason for him to play around, but I've done so many times where I've aimed the shot out ahead of somebody and then watched them just kind of sit there because I anticipate them being smarter than they are, and then they just don't do that. Now, he's in a division with a defense, so keep that in mind. So we'll have to come back to that at some other point. But right now, you might have noticed that I was talking in chat at the beginning of this match, and that was simple. I was trying to convince my destroyer buddy to not go into the middle of the map. I was like, dude, there are two prolific gunboats against you. You're in a Z-46. It's not going to end well for you. Now, with that in mind, our Sumner takes out their Sumner. So one of the prolific gunboats is gone, and that's when a Schlieffen gets spotted going into the cap behind my destroyer. Now, as if that wouldn't be bad enough for him, and this is why I was hoping he'd come out this way, as if that wouldn't be bad enough for him, there's also a Montana here, and the enemy destroyer is actually in the middle of the map. Now, we have a Mino right there to help, and the Mino's not really got anything to fear here, but we do. We had to turn out. We knew we were going to take some damage early in this fight, but we had to turn out and start the kiting. We've got secondaries that reach out and touch people, right? And I don't know if you noticed in the build, but I do actually run the secondary module on the first slot. And the reason I do that is for this reason. For these sorts of engagements. These secondaries are so nasty from American secondaries being fast firing and all that stuff that I can outrange the secondaries of most of the other little turd blossoms that are against me, other than like a Schlieffen or, you know, a secondary brawler type battleship. But you'll see pretty quickly here that this Montana and I both have a pretty good idea what the heck we're doing. And so this fight could very well decide who wins and who loses this match. I know it seems like it wouldn't, but it very well could. Both of us are more than capable of removing the other if we make a mistake, right? But one of the things you're going to notice is I'm going to take a lot more advantage, of fires, because I've got fire. I've got a fire that's been burning on him since the beginning, basically, with our secondaries. But the other thing I'm going to do is take advantage of when he's able to turn and give me this kind of an angle, right? Now, at this point, he's trying to break off. So, at this point, he's doing the same turn that I made at the beginning of the match, right? When we initially engaged, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. And if you wait too long, you end up trading so much hit points because of this sort of thing, right? I've already saturated your superstructure and beat the crap out of you. And then he decides to go broadside to turn away. He is starting to take advantage of my superstructure now, but you'll notice that, I mean, he's too little too late, so we're going back to the superstructure as he turns away. This time using Arthas to gain as much damage as possible off of him, and you can see that in this fight, most people will be like, well, it's an Ohio versus a Montana. Of course the Ohio's going to win, and that's not the case, okay? Just because it's Ohio versus Montana, we both have plenty of armor. He has more guns than me. If he used them correctly, he could absolutely destroy me, right? But fortunately for me, I get the better of him. I planned better, and then I'm able to take him out and getting our first damage boost as well with our first kill of the game. Now, you'll notice my Mino's not been an idiot. He did move in, help get rid of the destroyer at the beginning. Unfortunately, we lose our destroyer. They've lost all 3 of their destroyers. This, in theory, should make us the victor. But as I said, in World of Warships Legends, this game is always up for grabs because you never can underestimate your team's ability to throw a match. Just never do it. But as you can see, I'm not hanging around out here, right? We already won our side. It's time to start moving back in. So we get a good shot into the superstructure area of the Schlieffen, and now we're going to start moving back in. I also let my Mino know when he requested support that that's who I was going to be shooting at. Again, it's the only person I can shoot at, but still, a lot of times people simply don't, or simply want a little bit of help in the moment, and if you say that you're going to help them, help them. But here, I thought the Schlieffen was going to go forward, and he actually does go right into these and just get slapped for it. And he should. We aimed high, we got up into the upper side plating superstructure area, and now he's in a pincher between everybody on our team. And this is the danger of overextending if you're the enemy Schlieffen in this situation. You have manually put yourself right into the middle of everybody. You've got to avoid that at all costs. We get one more shot off here, and of course, in true Spartan fashion, we got to leave him with just enough for somebody else to get the kill as the Mino takes him out. But Schlieffen manages to kill our Montana in the process. So it was a trade for him. Now, at this point, I could go forward and go into Alpha, but you can see our destroyer is right there getting ready to do that. So there's no reason for me to do that. So instead, I cut back across the map and try to put myself in position to intercept the enemy as they come across the Charlie cap. If you'll notice, we only have 2 people left on that flank. This is a game that goes down to the wire. Anybody could win. And I do mean that. I'm serious. This game will go to the last possible second of one of us will win and one of us will lose. And it will be at the very last potential moment. But anyway, Colbert does a right thing here. And I can only assume that this guy has the cruiser perk for letting him know that he's being targeted, right? Because as soon as I looked at him, he turned away and almost ran into an island to get away from it, which was a smart move by him. Again, showcasing that there are some good players out here who are paying attention to what's going on around them, right? They have little things that can tip you off too. But because of this, we got to know what we're up against, right? We have 3 versus 5. Our destroyer is grabbing the cap, which is huge. That's going to maintain a points lead because now both teams are going to have 1 cap. Neither team has the center cap at the moment unless our destroyer manages to take it. But there's Colbert right there. And our destroyer would get absolutely annihilated by the Colbert if he tried to take it. But I'm coming back. And I do have 1 heal remaining plus 64,000 hit points. And I'm always going to have that puncher's chance. So any chance that I get, you can see, unfortunately, we just don't have enough range. These guys are just far enough away that I can't target them. It's infuriating. But you'll see that Delaware is close enough to be targeted and is full broadside. And as tight as that grouping was, I was like, oh yeah, we taking that shot. Or we're going to throw Arthas on there. But you'll notice he slowed down. And unfortunately, our Worcester manages to get himself killed. And suddenly we find ourselves in a 4v3. And now we have a battleship on that flank against a defense, a Delaware, and a Colbert. That's not ideal. Now at this moment, some of you are probably thinking, well, maybe we should just back off, right? We should just get out of here before anything else could go wrong. And you might be right. But I cannot rely on my teammates to win this, right? I don't have that luxury. I just assume that my team is going to throw, and because of that, I have to engage, right? I've got to put myself in a position to be as useful as possible for my team to guarantee my team has the best shot at winning the match. Now, you'll see, I could have shot there at the Colbert, but I didn't want to, and the reason being, I didn't want to be spotted yet. I want to be spotted at a range at which these guys cannot possibly dodge, right? that is when I want to be spotted. And the reason being is because Colbert is a pain in the neck. Like, it's just a pain in the neck to get rid of that thing. Now, I don't remember exactly what its armor scheme is, but I'm pretty sure it's got a 32 millimeters bow. Meaning, I don't overmatch it. If it has a 30 mil, and I'm going to feel real dumb. Some of you guys down in the comments will let me know. I don't remember. But you'll notice that defense manages to torp our Heathen and send him to the Shadow Realm. And now the Colbert rightfully has put himself in a position to attack us. And you can see when we do get spotted, he is able to dodge, but he's coming towards us and he can't really go anywhere, right? He does have a huge DPM advantage. And you can see my Mino is going for the home run here. He manages to miss his torpedoes initially, or maybe he hit him with 1 or 2, I don't know, but didn't really get a whole lot out of it. So here, I've got to be smart, all right? I have to be smart with my hit points because I know that these guys between them can absolutely burn me to the ground. I only have the 1 more heal, so we're going to go ahead and use that heal as I'm healing through a double fire, and we go ahead and damage control that, expecting that I can manage to kill this Colbert before it becomes a bigger problem. Now, I am paying attention to the fact that the Delaware is coming around the corner and that my Mino at any moment is about to get sent to the Shadow Realm. But I want to get as much damage on the Colbert as possible before he gets away. We get another shot in there. We're going to use Arthas. We get that bonus. 6,900. Nice. Managing to take him down to just over 10k hit points, which is huge. Now, the Mino goes for the home run once again, gets the torpedoes away, and Delaware's going to walk right into a face full of torpedoes. There's nothing he can do about that, right? But, unfortunately, he does do what anybody is capable of doing to a Mino, and that is kill the Mino. But he gets absolutely karma'd. The man comes around the corner, eats a face full of torpedoes, and then every single shell that was fired out of this ship manages to find... Really? The defense hits me with 1 shell, gets the fire? That is sadness. Now, what you'll notice next, it is a 2v2. This game, I told you, was going to go down to the wire. We have a lot of DPM against us. Now, the Colbert does not have torpedoes. It is a gun platform. So knowing that, I'm going to use the island to protect me from the defense to the best of my ability, and I'm going to try to get into a position to kill this Colbert. He has run into an island, he has nowhere he can go, and so I want to make sure that I am out of harm's way, if at all possible. Now, with this much HE being slung at us, it's only a matter of time before somebody manages to get a extra fire. And, of course, they do get the extra fire right as my guns get back on, or right as my damage control comes back. Meaning, I didn't get my fight fire with fire proc. But we do manage to get rid of the Colbert. We have 177,000 damage. I only have 16,000 hit points, right? So I, at this point, have secured the win for my team, right? I'm like, okay, get the f out of here. Just run away, Destroyer. Run away, Simba. Run away and never return. But you can see I am sonarred, right? So we know roughly what this guy's game plan is. So what do? Do I just YOLO around the corner like the Delaware? No, of course not. We use our noggins, folks. We start angling away from the corner. We know what his game plan is. We also are very aware of those 14-inch guns being fully capable of sending me to the Shadow Realm with only 16k health left. Now, fortunately, most of the time, these guys have HE loaded because nobody understands that AP is a thing, apparently, in World of Warships Legends. But as you can see, I'm still spotted with the sonar, so we know he's here. He gets the first shot because, obviously, he actually had AP loaded, so shout out to him. But unfortunately for him, I had Arthas ready, and if you bow tank in any battleship in a defense, you are donezo. That is a guaranteed citadel right through the bow. And 208,000 damage. I told you it's coming down to the wire. If I hadn't angled just enough, that guy could have easily killed me at the end. And that would have given his team the win. But unfortunately, I managed to pull through and we get the dubski. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys enjoy these more entertaining games as much as I do? These are the games that I live for. These are the ones that I enjoy. Yeah, having a gajillion damage is nice, but it's not the gajillion damage that I look for. I look for entertainment. I want to have those close games that could go either way, that survive all the way into the late hours of the game instead of being over in 3.5 minutes. Maybe I'm, the outlier here, but let me know. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.